Welcome to Jerk and Jollof with the Joofs, and thank our sponsors, Jerk and Jollof Restaurant, 37 Manor Road, Wallington. Go there, hit them up for your Jerk and Jollof. It's absolutely amazing. Hey guys. Welcome to another edition of Jerk and Jollof with the Joofs. Today I'm very happy because we've got my long time friend Slimmers. Over 20 years we go back.
Long time.
Good friend, man, and renowned, well-respected and loved comedian, international. Big props to Slim. And we have my good friend Bar Samba, the Honourable Bar Samba Drame from Gambia. He's a newly graduated, and what was it? I know it was politics, and it was from a university in France, wasn't it?
I graduated 10 years ago, and again 2 months ago.
Oh, 2 months ago.
And 10 years ago.
And 10 years ago. Okay. But what was the name of your university that you graduated in France? Sciences Po. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I'll let him say it. But that one anyway. Yeah.
You can't say that one.
Big university in France. So yeah, well done, my bro. Well done. So today, what we're actually going to be discussing today is children and how spoilt they are, if we believe they're spoilt, and whether we believe that partly this is to do with the parents, the way that parents are raising children as well, or is it social media, or what it is exactly. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. They are our topics. So we have a few of the younger ones here, Cheyenne and Imani, and then obviously we have like parents here. Everyone's a parent apart from Bar Samba, but he has a different spin on things because obviously he can shed some light on how children are behaving in the Gambia, which is the country of our origins, and he's going to let us kind of like know about that as well, how things are kind of like different in Gambia with the young children growing up, and if things are getting any worse or better there. So I mean, what are we saying, Slim? What do you think? What do you think about children these days? Do you think that they're spoiled, or do you think they're how different are they from when we were children?
Nah, man, children are spoiled now, man. I think a lot has got to do with the government taking away parents' rights.
True.
But then part of it is parents listening to everything government tell them.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
The government's given parents a loophole that didn't want to discipline their kids anyway. Because most parents I know, if they've grown that way, doesn't matter what the government says, if their kid's rude, they'll discipline them how they please. Now, when we say discipline, don't mean brutalise your kids. Do you know what I mean? I do realise there's people out there that are brutal with their kids. We're not talking that. We're talking discipline. And yes, sometimes discipline is pain. It is.
Yeah, a couple of slaps.
Yeah. Listen to me. I always say it this way. If you don't discipline your child when they're young, they get older, have no discipline, they're going to run into the police sooner or later. Now, police, legally, can electrocute a kid on road, tase them. They can hit them with a nightstick. You see all these things. If you used to do that at home to your kid, they're classed as child cruelty.
Yeah, true.
Yet they're legally allowed to do it. You understand? But we would never get to that point. That would be brutal for a parent to be doing that. Our one is like a belt, a slap.
It's a sting, more of a
It's a more, I class it as resetting. All of us in here get reset at some point in our life, you know? It's like anything. If your phone's playing up, you turn it on, you turn it off. You reset it, and it start act proper again, innit? Your mum reset you before. Your mum's reset you. Most of you in here have been reset. You understand? You're acting like an idiot and cut. You're just like choir boy again. That's reset. Government say you're not allowed to reset your picnic no more, and I don't think that's right.
My mum used to reset me at least once a month, boy. I used to get the licks, boy. You know, like when mums don't play. You know, like that wooden slipper that you just hated. I used to hate this specific pair of wooden slippers of my mum. I tell you.
She knew that as well.
If you got in trouble at school, when I used to come home, I'd come home even if it was like boiling, blistering hot outside, I'd go and find my coat. Put my coat on, so when my mum's coming in the house ready to give me some licks, I got a little bit of padding from the licks and that, you know. But yeah, man.
But you see, you look back on it, and you kind of even laugh and joke about it because you realise your mum wasn't brutalising you. As an adult now, if you look back and you think, no, I didn't deserve that. Every beating I got from my mum, I deserved it. Looking back, because
I can't say
I did a mum.
I can
a
because
mum.
yeah, man, I can because my mum never used to just beat you off the cuff like that.
Yeah.
Is usually she's told you a couple of times. And then, yeah, she come out with the Zorro belt and
Instead of sorrow.
wail you up with a belt. You
I
understand?
don't remember getting beat.
My mum used to ask
You're
me
a good
which
girl.
weapon
It's
do
not
I
every
want.
child needs beating.
She used to ask me which one do you want? Do you want the wooden spoon? Do you want the belt? Or do you want my hand? Which one? Or the slipper?
Is
I
it?
had
I used to get options.
I had options.
We didn't get no options,
But when I was
boy.
doing too much, we didn't get the option. I had the studded belt. That one's coming.
Yeah.
I never got hit with the
The one
belt.
with the circles.
I was
up
You
there.
was a good
I was
child.
a good child. I got a couple spankings here and there. Never no items. I think that's wrong.
I've had this slipper dashed after me and everything.
Yeah, mums tend to fuck up their daughters. Sorry for that. I'm sorry to say it that way. I've never hit my girls, ever. None of them.
But
I'm at a grab, like, you know, they get to that 14, 15, he's like, come here, where you at?
But you beat up the boys.
Yeah, they get
No,
upset.
but
innit? If
I
you go
think
there, they
I
get
think
upset
with the
and-
dads though, I feel like if your voice like alone make me cry. I remember I never got I think one teacher, she just gave me like a bad report in primary school, and obviously my mum was like going in whatever, but I was just like okay, whatever. And then like she's like, oh, but your dad's coming, and I started crying, but he didn't even say anything. I just started crying, and then when he saw me, he was like, why are you crying for? Like but his telling off wasn't that bad, but I think my mum, she would physically hit me.
Mum's okay,
Perhaps
man.
it would just be the voice that would just make me start crying.
Well, use the big
I think
voice.
that
Yeah.
fear is distilled in
It's
you,
a fear,
innit? So
yeah.
you get the look or
Yeah.
just the fear of dad, disappointing dad. You don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
But are we saying that the nitty gritty of like the children these days not having as much discipline or not being as, do we think they've got as much respect for adults as they used to have?
No, they don't. That's why you see on YouTube a lot of them getting punched up by adults. I seen it. Did you see the one where the guy was gonna fight in America? Little youth was gonna standing up to fight the bus driver, I think, because there's and one brother's just come from behind, another bus driver, and picked him up, and when I say he flinged them on the
Slammed him.
floor, yeah, and he said, "You better take your ass home." I think the lack of male figures in a lot of households allow a young boy growing up to become, or maybe parent allow them to become a man too quick in the house and stuff. I think a lot of kids make the mistake of things they get away with in the house. I always tell my kids, listen, I'm spoiling the house, you know. People out the road don't know you. Offer respect, don't get me wrong, don't let people punk you off neither. But offer it, don't go out there like, no, especially to big people. Because certain big people, they're not taking no check. You look young for your age. People wouldn't know you got this bag of picnic them in here, or this big ass one there. They wouldn't, you understand? So now, the little you want to stand up to you, you don't even know that you used to box. What? You know, what? Glam! Now you look bad. Oh, why you hit me? You're a big man. That's when you remember.
Innit? That's
After
when they
you
remember
catch
that
you turn victim.
Yeah, it's true.
So, don't get me wrong. I treat all youngers with respect. I don't try and boy off no one. You're younger than me, come here, little boy, and I don't do none of that. But I don't take no check.
But I think a lot of the youngsters also, they're kind of like they're very influenced by music and social media.
You don't understand. We didn't have social media. We had music. We had gangster rap.
True.
Did it change your behavior? Your mum reset you with one of them tough pots in her house. Even when we was a teenager. Teenagers now, they rule the house. Mum's scared of them. Was your mum scared of you? You could box in them. Was your mum scared of you?
No, it's true, you know. Parents are scared of their children.
Listen, your mum wait till you're sleeping. If she can't catch you, got his fist is true. Wait till he's gonna drop sleep. You know them big old Dutch pots? They're thick, iron. You can go to war with them. The one grandma does stew and all that in. Don't run. Take that and pang. Remember, it makes a pang sound, you know. Pang, pang, pang. And just fuck you up. No, man. I don't agree. I hate that. I read in the papers all the time about kids attacking their parents, attacking teachers. I'm like, what? Are you crazy?
Yeah, but some
But
parents
teachers
are just
these
weak
days,
though. Some
teachers
parents
ain't
are
got
just
manners
weak.
these days. Sometimes
Who?
some teachers don't have respect for their
Kids,
students
yeah.
and kids. They just abuse their authority so much. So sometimes I'm not surprised if they get attacked.
I couldn't be a teacher though.
No.
I couldn't be a teacher. This what? Oh, who you talking to? And think like, come outside, lad. Do you understand?
You have no job left.
This is what I'm saying.
I couldn't be a
Could you be a
teacher, no
teacher
way.
in secondary school?
No,
way.
Dad, you could not be. A
No
teacher.
way, no way. I'd just be like just smacking him up and just lose my job, just and then just say, "Where's your dad?" and just like beat up.
And
my dad
this
as
is
well.
this is what the big problem is.
Couldn't do it.
There's a lot of men, big men out there that won't take no check from the youths. Yeah,
do it.
and a lot of mums are spoiling their sons. Not telling you not to love your son, but you got to remember he's gonna go out on the road one day, and you can't. If he disrespects in the house, you have to remember anything you can get away. Once you can get away with your parent, you don't care what other people think. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you're 13, 14 and your mum knows you smoke, it doesn't matter if people see you smoking out on the road. Do you understand? Because mum knows. Once you get away with that mum, I think, or parents barrier, your behaviour, it doesn't matter then. Because I get away with that with mum. And the mistake when they come out a road, that they get away with it, and for some part they do once they're growing up. At school, teachers can only deal with you a certain way. Do you understand what I mean? So everybody coddles the child till he reach proper big man age, 16. Where there's no
Some
coddling
people say
again.
when they're disciplined too much at home, though, when they go to school and that,
They act up.
they start to rebel and
Yeah.
act up because they can't express themselves. Well, not express, but
No,
They're like
express
sheltered.
themselves, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't express.
That's what I
themselves
love
at home.
about ladies. You lot more understanding as man. Yeah? Back in the day, they're this, they're that, they're this, they got this and that. Back in the day, so they're bad breed. That's a bad breed, you. You understand? Stay
Simplify
away
it.
from him. That's it. We didn't know if he had autism. Now you can sit down and break down what the brother said.
problem is.
Something wrong with him.
Yeah.
That's all we just narrowed it down to simple things. You're not technical now. I wonder if he's suffering
Now he's got
inside.
dyslexia.
Yeah,
now
and
he's
all
got
them
the-
kind of things there.
the ADHD, all these other problems have come about now.
It's nice that we're more understanding
Yeah.
as a community and as people, but I think sometimes it goes too
Make too
much,
much
and we
excuses.
make too much excuses for bad behaviour. Do you understand?
So tell me, so Barsamba, so like in Gambia now, as a contrast, how would you say the children in Gambia act in comparison to children in Europe, in terms of manners, in terms of just growing up, full stop?
I mean, first of all, you have to look at the moral of discipline in household. Why are our parents disciplining us? It used to be, even here, our parents are the police in the house. Now we have the parent, we have the police, we have the school, who are all responsible for your kids growing up. So there's a big influence of all those, patterns playing around. And we have to say, I have this quote that says, I mean, part of a parent's, not hate, but part of the parent's punishment is love for the son or for the kid. So when they're beating you up or showing you the way, they're trying to get you on the right path. But you can't see that until you're 20 or 50, or you can say, oh, like this, But then, let's say, what I have seen here, I don't know whether some of the love coming from the parents are even genuine or not, because they have the social system, they have the school system, having an eye on them, on how they raise their kids. So do you want to raise your kids within an ethics that you develop in the house, or you want the social or the school to do it for you? But I think there is a conversational gap here. If you're trying to raise your kid in a certain way, you have to communicate. For instance, growing up, I go to a Quranic school. I read the Quran. I don't know what it means. But the principle is that as a Muslim man, you have to take your kids to Dara to read the Quran, but they don't even know what that means. In the essence of it. So the essence of beating your kids, they don't understand why you're beating them up. They don't. Can we talk about it? So all of these things, like, I didn't see a lot of difference, because you have the same beatings in Africa as well. I mean, I grew up most of the time, my father wasn't around, but mom was there. and then
Did she used to give you beats?
yeah, man, you have to
Was
come
you a
home.
bad-
You
was
have
you
to
a bad
come home
kid?
for it. You have to come home for it. You know, no, because you know what, you know, in the context in Africa, when you do something bad, I don't go to the police. I go to your parents. So you also don't want to do certain things because you know that they will insult your parents or they go to your parents. So you don't want to put your parents in that position all the time, having to answer to what you have done. So you're careful of what you do, or stop kids from doing what they have to do.
Would
You
it have
know-
made a difference if both your parents were home? You said your dad wasn't there a lot. Would it have made a difference on your behaviour growing up if your dad was home? Were you more fearful of your father?
Definitely, because you know when the father wasn't around, family is like in an African context. You have the uncles, you have the stepdad, you know, you have all of those around. And then if your father is not around, in fact, they beat the hell out of you. They even beat you, you know, more than they beat their kids. So everybody's it's like a whole ecosystem around you. So if your auntie is not beating you, your uncle is beating
So
you,
someone's
or
gonna
your
beat you.
someone is
Someone's gonna bust you up.
someone, yeah.
That's
so it's
wild.
not just
Well,
like it's not just like here. It's just your father and
they
your mom.
say
and
that it takes a village.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where it is. Now,
You can
if
show
you
face,
if
yeah.
you beat
Yeah.
your nephew, your sister vexing you, know,
Yeah.
or grab him up. Oh no, champ, don't grab him. Girls, you lot are the saviors.
My aunties can't get involved. If one of my aunties,
believe
so
it
my
is.
mum can't get
Seriously.
involved. One of my aunties is
Seriously.
beating me. My mum's gonna be like, "Well, you must have did something wrong then."
See, but that's old school.
I
Your
wouldn't
mum's still
believe
got a
you
lot of
do
the
that for no
a lot of the new school parents. Say parents with 25-year-olds and under. Mostly, I know your thing, but you still got old school set mind mum. Most of your friends, mums, not like that.
No.
The brother grabbed them up is a problem. They like moaning to the family about them. Oh, he's there. Oh, he's there. As soon as you listen, boy, don't do that. You need it. He's a young lion. Do you understand? You can't be, he's a young, a lot of these youths here now, I find are ultra violent. And I think what it is, they're being grown and they're being feminized a bit. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They've just grown with their mum in the house and it's aunties and all that. And they get that catch a feeling early thing from. Do you understand what I mean? They can start getting woman vibes about them. It's like they catch feelings. Really, they do. They're getting their feelings. When we was growing up, we see a young girl. We talk to her. She don't want to know. Boom, she bounce. Make a young boy say hello to her money and she don't say back. Yeah, you act like bitch. Yep, this and they're going like a girl.
It's true.
They're going
you
like
know.
a girl.
No,
They're-
it's
but
true.
their thing is like a girl. They go for a job, same thing. Go for 2 job interview, get rejected. They can't take rejection like a girl. Fuck them. I'm going back for no more job. And you think, hang on a minute, you just went for 2 jobs. And you get, it's like they can't take rejection. And to
No
me,
resilience, no resilience.
I find that it's more women were like that when I was growing up. No disrespect, but you know, a woman taking rejection is like they feel away. Boy, you kind of you're off the out. It's like chop.
But do you
But what I want to know though, is like in Gambia now, have you noticed the difference between, because I remember when I first went Gambia, like the kids, they were quite like, they was all like well disciplined, this, that, and the other. Now, the other day I was in Gambia, say like last year sometime, I was driving down the road and there was a pack of like children who were beating up this one kid, licking him down with different kind of wood and this, that, and the other. And I'd never seen that before. I've never ever seen that before in Gambia. And I thought, wow, this is like London. This could be a London club.
Yeah.
The way they were all kind of like swarming around this one youth. And I was very surprised.
True. I mean, what has happened over the years, like, and I said 10, 15 years ago, I have a lot of relatives all over Europe, America. So they used to send their kids back home to Africa for a for them to learn the culture, you know, be disciplined. But I wouldn't advise anyone to do that anymore because things has changed. But you also have to look at the whole political landscape has changed. You know, you have like, you look at the median age in Africa is 16. You have the youngest population in the world. So you have a lot of young people going around having nothing to do. So they end up, having their own system of, values. Most of the men are not around. Everybody wants to come back here. They're all going to the Mediterranean, dying on the sea, wants to come here. So the thing is like, men are not around as they used to be, and parents are not around anymore as they used to be. So kids are just brought up on their own. So it's like,
Because what I was going to say, which I think is also a little bit similar to the UK as well, is, and I reckon it's probably worse in Gambia. Do you feel that the parents have the ability to be able to communicate with the children on a level to kind of like have that conversation with them about a variety of different things? Because if you've got kind of like very old, not values, but very old ways of trying to instill your values into your child, then are those methods going to work anymore?
The problem is that they are not around. That's the problem. You know, and then it's not just about that. You know, kids spend more time now. You'll be shocked that people use the social media in the Gambia more than they use here. People have 2-3 phones in the Gambia. In Gambia, when you met me, I had 2 phones.
Yeah.
You know, people have 3 phones, and this is just a direct call. This is just for social media. So they are on the same page as kids from here. Yeah. So it's not just for me. It's just about. It's about.
And how are they getting those phones? Because a mobile phone is quite an expensive item. I mean, we get them kind of like for free over here, but
You see the culture.
well, not really free, but yeah, tied into contracts. Yeah.
I mean, the culture down there is just like that. So when you live over here, you live on people who are over here. People send back money,
Okay.
and then so many things. I mean, it's a bit cheap over there. It's a bit expensive here, but it's cheap over there. Not that cheap, but everybody has a mobile phone somehow, some way, and you wouldn't want to know how they got it, but with all of these small girls, they have like sugar daddies. You know what I mean? So that's all over the place, but. Everybody has internet now, access to internet. In my house, in my compound, they have a wireless. Everybody's connected to it. You don't know what they're doing on their phone. And then parenting is very different in Africa in general. To be specific, Gambia. Parents are not on the kids all the time. So there's a system around the family. There's a cultural system around the family. You wake up in the morning. Most of the time, it's your responsibility as a kid. When I was growing up, I iron my clothes. I wash them. I make sure that I am ready for school. And I was, let's say, 10. I do that for myself, And you come back home, you have an activity. You have lunch, then you go to data, or you go to, some form of activity. So you don't spend a lot of time with your parents. Your parents are not even educated to help you through your schoolwork. So you don't spend a lot of time with your parents. So they're creating a system where they spend a lot of time with their phones, with their friends, with their colleagues. So they develop a different culture. So there's a big shift from what I used to know and what I've seen now. Probably that's the difference, or that's the shock that you've just entered into. Like, wow, what has changed?
Because over here now, I mean, I'm speaking for myself personally, like I've got like, a good relationship with my children. And I think that it's very important to have a good relationship with your children.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you for why. I feel like whether your children are doing good, bad or indifferent, I think it's very important for the parent to know what's going on, be informed. So if you know that, your child is doing something and you think, oh, that's a bit left, innit? But like, at the same time, that's a decision they've made. You still want to be able to have your input to try and steer them in the right direction. And that steering might not necessarily be all in one go. You might kind of like be talking to them and like, because people develop at different stages in their life, and people will take the message and the knowledge from maybe not even you, but like if they're hearing it enough and they're hearing it from different places, and they think, oh, hold on a minute, my dad say something like that before, let me listen to it from that person. They might not listen to it from you, but because they've kind of like heard it from you already, it's kind of like they're in their subconscious, and they've heard it from somewhere else as well, and that can hopefully kind of like steer them in the right place. But what I wanted to know was, for both of you as parents here, right? Say, for example, if your child was involved in something, right? You didn't really want them to be involved in something, but you knew that if you didn't assist them in some way to help them get them out of a piece of trouble, like they would be caught up on the wrong side of the law, for example, yeah? Now, would you be more inclined to help or not to help?
I've had to help doing that
I'd like
already.
to help. I'd rather it not be
I've had to help doing that foolishness already.
teach them a lesson and watch them go down. If I could help them, I would help them. Hoping
But I
that they
helped
know that-
cussing.
Yeah.
Again, parent, you have to go to your parent. But the whole time, they'll do it. I help you, but they're cussing. You're going to have to take a bag of cussing.
Yeah.
But you do it.
Because that's what I'm like. I mean, like, if, for example, like one of my children, and it's happened, one of my children has been doing something that is not really supposed to be doing that shit.
That's right.
But, like, if I've got an opportunity to help them, and I know that is going to keep them out of trouble or out of the, you know, the police or the authorities' clutches, I'm going to help them.
Yeah.
And like,
I know.
And regardless of whether it's wrong or right. and I
How
don't
much
give a-
times?
How much times have I done
No,
that?
no.
But would I?
How much times would you? Now, this is the difference. And it ain't to knock women, it's just that with sons, women are much softer. I've noticed that. Just like we're softer with the girls, and you put your hands up.
Definitely.
How much times would you say, right? Because sometimes the bailing out doesn't actually teach them the lesson. They think, raw. I've got some kind of, you know, financial backative now or something. So if I run in problem, I'll just come and say, so how much times would you say?
How many times?
It's a hard question, bro. It's a hard question. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I just want to look at it
Twice.
in that.
After that, you're gone to prison. I mean that.
No, it's
Twice.
true.
I
At
think
some
2
point,
times.
They've got to have learnt their lesson at some point. So it's like, you can't help them like 3, 4, 5, 6. They're taking the piss out of you by now.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
There's some
But
parents that say
I wouldn't like to,
kids all the
you know,
time,
I'd like to
Yeah.
think they'd learn their lesson
Yeah.
at
Nah,
some
man, you're
point.
gone to prison.
I mean,
No, I'm not trying to send them to
Go to
prison
prison,
either,
man.
but, you know, something's got to give,
Throw away the key.
you know.
Would you go to prison for your kid if they did something?
I'll go to prison for any of my children then.
Yeah.
Because you got that love.
no, she's not saying it like that. We don't mean like if someone come and done your child something,
Oh.
you gotta go and mash them.
Oh,
She
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
mean
No,
yeah.
that.
yeah, like
She means
your
like,
kid did something,
And
Yeah.
you're gonna go
Yeah.
Take the
in
rat
and you'd be like,
No
no,
way! I've got. You're mad. I tell you what,
say you're gonna
my
go
man,
to prison.
my man's gonna hear what.
go and learn your lesson.
Nah, man,
I'm
no.
like, this guy don't understand the question. I can tell. I can
I'm
tell.
not. You want me to do my child's bird?
yeah.
You're crazy. You lot are smoking crack up in here. No way. No way. If you're gonna do a crime where it comes to you serving it or me, look, I've had my life and I've
Yeah,
run
I
it
support you in the
in
case
a
and all
way
of that,
where
but-
I've stepped out of that kind of life.
But that's
I don't get
that's not even
arrested.
practical
I ain't
anyways.
going court. Some parents will do it. I'll take it.
No, it's
not
not even
me.
practical, but you see, that's why the law is there. You can't do that. You know, whoever deserves it must serve it.
That's right. Let him
What
go in there and fight
What about you?
Debo.
What about
Would
you?
you take? Would you ride a bed for one of your daughters?
What about you, Props?
Nah, man, I ain't built for prison, B.
Are
I
you
ain't built
lot
for
hurt?
prison, man.
As youngers, are you lot hurt to hear older say that though?
I mean,
But to
no,
be
like,
honest
obviously
with you,
you do
though-
the crime, you do the time.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not mad at it.
To be honest with you, as much as you know that I'm gonna support you, and I've got your back, and boy, if I've got to help you out some way, I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah.
But like, if you know that there's a bird to be had, you best be stepping up and saying, "I did it." Like, let him go. You know, I'm
No,
expecting that.
as a kid, you can't. As a kid, you can't really be hurt because either way, like it's still gonna affect people in it. Because especially if you got siblings, you're still taking away that like the parent
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
other siblings and
Yeah,
so
it's
on.
true, because there may be other dependents.
But what if you
What
lot
if you
did
don't take
it
the bird
together?
Now the child don't want to speak to you. They're like, "Fuck you, dad." Or like,
That's your business then.
You would learn.
Nah, that's your
Because you
business.
did the crime,
After
ultimately,
5-10
like,
years, you would
can't
learn
be
that
asking.
your dad did the best for you because you wouldn't still learn a lesson if you
It's
didn't
true.
serve that prison.
It's
If
true.
you serve it and come back again, you're like, okay, he was right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
at some point in life, you just look at what your mom and your dad used to tell. It's like, wow, they were doing this for me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't realize it at that time. That's why in Africa we have like the whole system around you, like the religion part of it is to help you coach yourself. That's why parents then don't do a lot. They put you into those institutions to learn how to behave, to be religious,
That's right.
and then you understand for yourself what you should do or what should not. But what has replaced that now is the social media.
Yeah.
People learn how to behave to talk to your parents on YouTube.
It's
People
true,
learn how
you
to do
know.
everything on YouTube.
No,
Everything you
people.
want to
I
do,
think parents allow that because to a certain age, you have a child not watching that. Most of the people in here, your child between the ages of 0 and 3 weren't watching YouTube. Is what they see around them. They say up to the age of 7 is what the environment the child has around them. Yeah, I do understand. By the time they go to school, their friends are watching all this iPad business and all that. But before that, you got your kid to yourself, you know.
Yeah, true.
so what if your kid was like, "Dad, feck off"? But obviously that's because he watched.
You
YouTube
see, my
videos and
kids,
all that. Are
them.
you gonna beat him for saying fuck
No,
off,
I'm
or-
gonna go and find a man that sold that little child crack. Yeah, because he must have been on crack to say that to me. My children know what to say. Have your kids ever said to you? They know. They kind of know the limit. from
That's
young.
funny.
It's not.
Have you ever said that to your father?
No.
No, you know why?
You know how it's ending. You know how it's
today,
ending.
tomorrow, I wouldn't. I mean, the thing is, for me, it's about the parenting. Kids
There
say
you
that
go.
to their parents somewhere else.
No,
But they're
I
allowed.
love kids
They're
saying that.
allowed.
No, it's
Yeah.
true.
It's okay. They don't.
No, it's true.
No
Because if you
problem.
go to
Exactly,
certain households, yeah, you hear, oh yeah, fuck off, mum, yeah, shut up, it's slag.
Mad,
Like,
mad.
you
You
can never- you
smell
can
your
never take that
bedroom burning.
In drink.
Yeah,
They're like that.
dumb
That's
bitch.
how
Like,
I think we don't have to blame the kids all the time. What do we do in our kids' life? Are you
Parenting.
present?
You
But
gotta
but
be
do
a
you,
parent.
but do you
No.
think
Yeah.
modern day parents are too soft?
You know what? I'm gonna say something. I think parenting is a very hard job. It's not for everybody,
It's no
and sometimes what you expected it to be is not. There's a lot of experiences like that, a job or whatever. This you can't give it back. You can't quit. You just got to deal with it.
Can I just throw a scenario in there quickly?
Yeah.
There was something I saw on social media the other day, and it was about I think someone was getting onto a influencer about how she leaves her child in the cot to cry, and it's like obviously a self-soothing thing, so they can get used to not being in arms all the time. But people were proper going onto her and telling her that she's bad and she's like this, sending her death threats and blah blah blah, saying that she's abusing
Death
her
threats,
child.
you know?
Yeah, because they're saying that the baby's crying for so long and you're just leaving her in the cot, and they were like basically getting onto her parenting skills and everything. But do you think that modern day parents broadcast their parenting like on social media too much? Like it's been shown to the world too
Yeah,
much.
but if that's how they get their bag, then do your thing.
Look,
They get sponsors and stuff.
one parent will criticize another parent for something. It might not even be something proper terrible, but they think it should be done this way. And that parent, everybody's got different. It's like anything. I wouldn't, as a parent, I wouldn't pay attention to social. For the young ones, you don't pay attention to that.
And
in
I
parenting.
think parenting is basically a battle between the time you spend with your child and the time that your child spends in the street, be it school, be it after
right.
school, whatever. Because obviously their friends, their peers, or even when they see certain elders, right, they have a massive influence on them. And
Yeah.
let alone
They're being
social
exposed-
media
they're being
these days as
exposed
well.
to different
social
stuff.
media. You're exposed to everything under the sun. So when you talk about the way your children being raised, I think the one thing which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Well, I'll say that, but it's 6.5 dozen others, is in terms of like questioning parents in terms of like the way they're raising their children and disciplining their children, because I think there's a clear difference between somebody who's beating and abusing their child and someone who gives their child a little slap on the bottom or slap on the legs and stuff like that. And then if you've got social service coming up to you, but to be honest, if social service ever come to my house, I don't even know what I'd do. I'd probably just dash some cold water after them to move, man. You know what I mean? They just can't tell me
This
how to
is
raise
what I'm
my
trying
child.
to say to you. Look at George Floyd. That was legal.
Exactly.
What this guy done to him. Now, if you done that to your child was being rude and, one of your child's them going off. You said something to them, start going wild in the house, and you put them on the floor and knelt on them with your hands in your pockets.
That's mad.
And the only reason why they charged him and that is just for the uproar. If there weren't no uproar with it, that was something that weren't filmed, and my man would still be on the beat.
Easily.
So when it comes on to discipline, government and police can't come and tell me nothing. Because I'll tell that same policeman, that junction on the side of you, that taser on the side of you, you will use that on my child.
It's true.
I wouldn't electrocute my child. Taser is electrocuting somebody. Don't matter what you say. When you lot was rude, Dad didn't say to you, push your hand in the plug. Well, I'm still until I turn this shit on.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see that a lot here in the UK, but I've lived in Sweden and seen in Switzerland and Germany. It's a bit different, right? The government has a big influence in how you raise up your kids, big time. And parenting now is not about fulfilling what I have to do for my child. It's about, social is watching. The government is watching.
They're not in my house.
They have to be, no. The kids have to be school on time.
Yeah.
You're not doing it because you want them to be in school, but because somebody's watching you to have your kids on school on time.
That's right.
Otherwise, they will take it from you.
That's right.
For example, for instance, in Sweden, so many kids, so many parents without their kids with them. They with social, and then they
Why?
grow up because they take them from the parents. You're late from school, 1-2 days. The third time your
Does they
kids.
think
What,
it's
they
a
take your
reason?
kids?
Yeah, they
Nah,
think
man,
it's a
London
reason.
London would burn.
House,
Th-
they
These
come to
ain't
the house
black,
unexpected.
black women.
They come to the house unexpected, and then the child room is not clean. No way, she's gone.
Wait,
She's
what
gone.
country?
What? You're crazy. Can you imagine they tried that
Yeah.
in
So
England?
many.
Your room
Yeah.
was messy, so
I-
they're gonna take you
Take
off
your
your
child
mum.
with
Yeah,
them.
I have friends-
social service. That headquarters would have burned down within a month to start opening.
So I have friends who have not seen their kids long time, man.
Wow.
Long time. Yeah, they're taken away.
bad.
Yeah, because a lot of bunch of other people who are looking for kids and they want to take care of them. So
That's a lot.
that's how it has a big influence. So I didn't see that a lot. So I think this is a big plus because it means that people are doing right by their kids most of the time.
Yeah, they don't take them. No, but they can't take them away from them. What you said? In England, they can't take your room's messy. Big man, me and you can walk up and down this road right now and knock on people with kids and go in their room. That means all of them would be
The whole
gone.
street is gone. The whole
Yeah,
street.
not for that. I understand what you're saying because every country has their own like limitations, but messy room, rude boy.
That's mad.
You're gone.
Late for school, man.
To this day, I wouldn't be with my mum.
Late for school.
To this day.
You see, when they're late for school or an hour, they're on your door. Why they're not in school?
Yeah.
They
That-
do
that-
that over here. They
yeah.
do that over here, but I think it's a record.
No, they
if
snitch.
they're-
They
if
text
they're
you.
Yeah, because next minute you've got like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
learning
My mum
trust
told them
coming
to
to
block
visit
my
you at the
number.
school, and then they're
Don't text
asking
me
you
no
questions
more.
like, "Is there problems? Like, is there a reason? What time is your child going to bed? Are they tired? Why are they not getting up on time?
They're more
Why are they late?"
understanding.
Yeah, so they try and get a little backstory on it
Yeah.
before they
Yeah.
go that far. I don't think it's this.
No, but
coming
the
to
school
take
is
your
bad.
kids.
They're
Wow.
snitches nowadays. They're
Yeah,
really,
of
really
course.
bad. Your
But do you
kid's
know-
20
do you-
minutes
do you-
late to
do you-
school. Your
They've
kid
got
has
a
not
duty
been
to
in
do.
school.
Oh, I
Do
tell
you
you
know
what they
kids
take
need
you
it,
away
though?
from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lot of
the
things
bad
I
go
don't know if they
unnoticed
do
as
it
well.
back home. If you hit your kid now, so your child's rude, whatever, you slap them tonight. Tomorrow they go to school.
In Africa?
No, hitting here.
Oh, yeah,
This is
okay.
the rule now.
Yeah.
And they go to school and cry, complain, or teacher notice something. What's wrong? Oh, my mum hit me and daddy hit me. Yeah, social services.
Yeah, that's a
Oh.
mistake.
Listen, you know
can't-
what?
You're getting criminal record and
The
everything.
question is, what influence has that got on parenting?
It's to
Because
take
if
away
you-
your
If
rights.
you realize that once you hit your child, the next day she reports you or he reports you, you're in trouble. What would that change in your parenting style? Would you be like thinking, oh, should I hit her or should I say certain things or not? Why would you be avoiding a scenario where you would hit him or her?
No.
So do you think the government basically that interferes in your
I
parenting?
think it's
No.
purposely
I've told
to
them
take
straight.
away and undermine parenting. They want more control over your kids, what your kids. That's why they can teach whatever they want in school to your kids. Once your kid, you register your kid, birth certificate, it has a number on it. You've registered your child to the government now. They can tell you what to do with this child. And that's basically what it is. A lot of people don't know
That's
that.
why they're giving money, because you can't tell me what to do
You're
if you don't give me
registered.
money.
Right.
So that's why they give those supports. It's not just for anything, it's just for them to have a say. It's just like how it's just a whole how to call it the whole political around life. For instance, in Africa, we have a lot of aid. They give a lot of money, but we trade it for what? For political decision for us.
Yeah.
They could tell us, oh, we want to invade your neighboring country, and you would support us because they're giving you something.
But they do it here.
So if they give something, you know that there's a takeaway.
Obviously,
Give
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
they take something away from you.
But they are drawing away parents' right. Because as I said, the biggest thing that I keep coming back to is the fact that you're not allowed to hit your kids and discipline them. But I see, look, even when I was coming here, where my local shop is, oh, I'm you to laugh. Two nitties, the crackhead brothers running. I see them, I thought, what are they running from? Come round the corner, two policemen. They're as tired as the nitties, Run. One kept on, and the other one turned the corner into the estates. And as he turned the corner, he was tired, he just went like that. Yeah. The policeman's immediately got his taser in his hand. Yeah. And the guy's like that, and he's kicked him in his bottom forward. And I thought, well, what's he done that? And he's put his, but it's to show you, My man's willing to electrocute that guy on road. The other one had the nightstick running after the other one. So these things ain't something to rub them on their back with, you know. But when these kids are younger, these same men they were running after, if their parents had hit them, that don't make no sense to me. It doesn't. It doesn't. Why can you trust them to hit my child or hurt my child?
But I can't.
But I can't. And I mean, met them. My lord, I wake my kids up every day just to beat them up.
Listen. Do you feel that like children these days, in comparison to children in our time, do you think that they're soft? Like,
definitely.
And the reason I say this, like, when I was like 15 or something like that, I think I had a paper round. I had one little corner shop where I was working. I think by the time I was about 16, when I was actually at school, I was doing a cleaning job. Like, man had to get his bread. Can you see that you wanted name brand trainers, you wanted this, you wanted that? My mum weren't buying me no name brand trainers. You're mad. Man was getting some dead whiz kids and some some crap trainers. Trainers were dead.
Dunlop, green
So
flash. I know them
I
kind
had
of
to work. I had to like get some bread.
Yeah.
And like I feel that like children these days, like I remember speaking to Shine one time. I was speaking to Shine and say, yeah, look, you know, you're of a certain age now. You should get yourself a little part-time job. She was adamant that I'm not going to work right now. You know what I mean?
But how old was she?
I just left school. I literally just
she
left
was like,
high school.
You was like, what, 17?
I was just left school, 16.
16.
Are your daddy no bro?
And he was like, yeah, he's at a job now. I'm like, yo, let me breathe. Let me breathe. Like, I just left school.
Doesn't
let me get
matter.
into college.
Like, you're 16.
Let me just get into college.
To be
let me
fair,
get on my feet. Like, I'm
do
still
you know
a
what?
baby.
To be
What was
fair,
the age? What is the legal age where you can have yourself a Saturday job?
16.
Okay, so look, my thing is, right, when you have a job, right, it is not just about making money, right? Having a job is teaching you about discipline, get into work ethic, get into work on time, responsibility, communication, right? And it's actually giving you a head start in life. So while you're there thinking, oh, I've just left school and da-da-da-da, so what? Like, it's not about that. And the thing about it is as well is like sometimes, right, when an adult or your parent is talking to you and is trying to give you information and knowledge, right? Children shouldn't always be there sitting down thinking, I know better. How do you know better? When did you know better than me?
Thing is,
My
at
thing wasn't
at that
even-
age, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
At that
On a child.
age, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
How
you
would you
wouldn't
know?
know.
Of
Yeah,
course you
even
would
if you was like, oh, you only realized later when your mama was right.
That's right.
Daddy was
but,
right.
But let me ask you a question. When you started work, how old was you when you started your work, your first job?
I was 17.
Right.
So
And how did that feel when you was working?
it was all right. It was all right.
But
My thing. So
a bit of
no,
independence?
let me
Did
just
you had a
say.
bit of independence?
What do you mean? I don't think so.
So you could buy things for yourself. You didn't have to ask your dad for money to buy something. You just had your own money.
I was
to buy
on minimum
things.
wage, so I still would
But
need
you
my dad
still
to
had
ask my
money
dad
to
for
buy
money.
But there's a difference,
But
though. There's a difference. The
My
difference
thing wasn't I didn't want a job. My thing was I'm going to find a job, but it's going to be harder to find a job now because I'm just 16. I have not got any experience. And my dad wanted me to get a job today.
No,
not
you're exaggerating.
tomorrow, not next week,
you're
not next
exaggerating.
year.
You're
He was very adamant. Every
no,
weekend,
no,
have you found a job? Have you found a job? Have you found a job?
No. You're exaggerating. You're actually completely exaggerating.
I'm applying for jobs,
Wait a minute. Listen.
But they haven't accepted me. Why? Because I have not got
Cheyenne
experience.
is very argumentative.
No,
very argumentative.
But this is
Wait,
not
wait,
about-
wait,
this is not about Shine.
I never said to you, I do not want a
Don't
job.
put that on the
I'm
spotlight.
not going to find a
No,
job.
at the
Don't
time,
That was
put
never
down
my thing.
at the time, you said that you didn't want a job.
My thing was.
Did you or not at the time say you didn't want a job?
My thing was.
No, but
I said I was applying for jobs.
No, you
But
didn't say that.
But the fact that you was
No, she didn't say
hammering
that.
onto
I've got a
me,
witness
it
right
really
here.
peed me off.
I've got a witness
So
right here.
At one point,
I've got a witness right
let
here.
me finish.
You was not applying for
At one
jobs.
point, I did tell you that I don't want a job and all
Right.
that thing. That's because you was hammering
No, it's not
onto
true.
me.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
not
never
true.
said to you that I didn't want my own money because I was not getting that much
That's not
money.
true.
I had to go to college, I had
Alright.
to pay for travel, I had to pay to eat. I already knew that
Oh, you
my
had to
bank
go to uni. You had to
was
go
not
to uni.
high.
Most probably
So
was,
I wanted
but
a job.
you know
He
what
was
it
just
is?
onto me.
It's
like,
the future.
I just came out of school.
You
Do
know
you know
what?
what? Wait, hold on, wait. That is fictional. Completely
it's not.
fictional.
That's not.
Completely
That's
fictional.
not.
I've got a witness
That's
right
not.
here. Hold on,
That's
wait.
not
Daniela's in the
true.
background. Is that true?
That's not true.
Wait, hold on.
He wasn't onto me.
Let me back up Shine a bit.
Thank you.
I think that I was working when I was 16, and I was excited for a job, or did whatever. But one thing I was saying that it's the mindset, it's the change. She's still a kid, and she just finished school,
Right.
So even though she's thinking, let me get a job, she's still kind of transitioning in that mindset of I need to start. Wait, let me finish. I need to start, having my own little mind. It's still a transition. So maybe she's not in that mindset, because I even look at myself and like, right, how did I not? I should have got my license time ago. But when I was in sixth form, I think personally that's the best time I should have got my license. But I don't think I wasn't there. Like I wasn't thinking.
Driving license.
Yeah, like I wasn't thinking, I should be doing that. I was thinking, I'm still
No,
in my head.
but listen.
But in my head I was thinking, I'm still like.
But listen, listen.
It is a
As a
transition.
parent, my job is not to have to agree with you. I don't have to agree with you. And if I don't agree with you, I'm going to tell you factually, you need to get a job. Because you know what it is? If you don't want to get a job, no, I'll tell you straight. If you don't want to get a job, right?
No one
if
said
you don't,
that.
no, listen. If you don't want to get a job, right, but you want to ask me for money, have a job. Don't ask me for bread, because I'm telling you what is good for you. Not because I don't want to give you money, but because I want you to understand that you need to start being responsible for yourself in certain things and pick up certain things.
I'm already a responsible person.
Did you think you communicated that very well?
I don't.
Do you know what it is? If someone doesn't want to listen to you, if someone does not want to listen to you and they're very argumentative, then it's very difficult to get your point across.
Yeah.
Daniel just wants to say something quickly.
No.
Just quickly, the thing is they're very alike. So I
Yeah.
listened to the conversation they first ever had about getting a job, and it went on for hours and hours and hours and hours, and they argued and they argued. They went back.
She got her
No,
daddy.
but he
in
was
her.
like,
Literally.
he was.
Hold on, listen.
She's
Yeah,
her dad.
daddy.
At the end of it, though, Cheyenne went out and she got a job. And when she got a job, she was quite happy in her
Exactly.
job. And she was flourishing.
Exactly.
She even at one point had 2 jobs at
Exactly.
one point. We were like, this is the girl that didn't want a job.
It
Exactly.
wasn't that I did
But
not
you
want
got-
a job.
No, but
Yeah.
you got to a point where you understood. I believe you understood what he was saying. Like, he wasn't trying to get at you. He was just trying to teach you a lesson. And I understand, as a child.
Yeah, I remember at this time I'm 16. Remember,
it seems
and
odd.
I'm still a child.
Yeah.
I'm still your child
Say
until
it.
I'm 18 years
Yeah,
old. Until I'm an adult.
that's right.
What
yeah,
it
yeah,
is,
So you're
yeah,
saying,
what it is.
I understand that sometimes parents got to push their kids
yeah.
to get them
Let her
at
talk,
start, But it was like, I'm cutting you off. You need to get a job today.
You're exaggerating. You're exaggerating.
Actually,
She's just, you know what it is. You know what it is.
No,
Listen.
No, no, no.
Listen, no, wait, stop,
I'm more
listen.
than 18
She's
yet. I'm more
exaggerating,
than
number
18.
one, right?
No.
And I'll tell you why she's exaggerating. Until this day. Till this day, she still asks me for money, and I still give her money when she
Yeah,
asks.
listen.
At
So
that
this is
time,
listen, but the point
at
is,
that time, please
Yeah.
do.
I don't know. I weren't there. I don't have this conversation. Yeah, but I know Pops in it. I don't know. You could have been late. You could have been trying to watch a program. Your delivery might have been fucked.
Off.
So
Off.
you're just saying, okay, Pop got money.
Yeah.
Get a job.
Yeah.
And then, hold on, I'm your child.
I'm your child.
And it's a girl picnic, so so
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
But let me
Thank
put you. Let me put you right. Listen, Imani knows how to talk to me, right? Shine doesn't know how to talk to me.
What?
It's true. Shine's very argumentative. She's not.
Shine is you though. No, but dad,
but-
wait, hold on. Can we all agree? Shine is daddy. Like, you're the same.
But you
You're
can't
not
be
the
mean
same.
to me.
You gave birth.
Hold on.
You're mad at me. You're mad at yourself.
Hold on.
That's what they don't like.
Hold
He
on,
don't
hold
argue
on,
himself.
hold on.
They don't like women do it all the
Okay.
time.
You
I've seen
can't be
2
mad
girls,
at me, but yourself.
mum and daughter arguing.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're very much
Same
alike.
person.
That's
Yeah.
why they catch up.
Yeah.
And you're looking at them arguing with each other, and you think you're arguing with yourself.
yeah.
And that's why the argument takes long.
That's them too.
Yeah, so I mean,
But then, sorry. But then, my thing is, you still have to look at where is the balance of, call it power. Let's just be straight. The balance of power, and I don't mean power in that way, but I mean like if you're asking me, asking me for something, you want something for me. I'm not coming to you to ask you for something. You want something for me, and if you don't know how to ask me for something. Whoa.
I've never asked you to mad. I've always had respect.
no.
listen,
See you.
We're talking about being
It's
argumentative.
not in
CJ,
I've never
CJ.
disrespected
So
you in any type of
this
way.
thing,
Let's not do that.
let's not, put the spotlight on her. This is about
No, this is a family podcast.
yeah,
and this
I
is
know,
what we're
I
here
know.
for.
Okay, yes. So
It's real life.
I'm sure you have learned that here.
Me.
You agree with everyone
you.
that your delivery,
Innit?
that your
I
delivery.
don't agree.
No,
No,
you agree that,
someone
that
No.
your delivery,
my delivery is
was
sweet.
wasn't too
No,
sweet.
no,
My
no,
delivery
not
is
all the
sweet.
time.
My delivery is
No,
sweet.
I know. I said something. I said something. You might
Sweet, fam.
no. You might be
He's a
saying
stubborn
you
old
might be saying that from a love is love from your heart. But the
Absolutely.
delivery is not sweet. I've got that. Okay? You might be saying it because you love your child and then did you get a job? You're not saying because you don't like her, because you love her. Then, but the delivery, you have to agree that it wasn't sharp.
No, my delivery
It
is
has
sweet.
to be.
It
No,
wasn't.
listen. At some
Listen,
point,
listen,
at
wait.
some point.
No, but listen.
Let me break it down.
Oh, but wait,
No,
hold
let me
on, one second. Let my sister get a point across, then I'll.
Oh, it's all right. You might as well finish the topic.
Alright, no, so my thing is, right, is that like, I'm telling you, right, generally, this is the way a conversation would start with me. I'll say something to you, right, and I will say it to you on a level. Then, if you're meeting me on a different level, I'm
there.
like, huh?
Waiting for you there.
No, if you're coming to me on a different
my
level,
level's the same
straight
as
away,
yours.
it's the same as mine. That's what I'm saying. If your level is the same as mine, how's that gonna work? That don't work for me.
Yeah, but then you
Yeah,
have
but then
you have to deal with receiving what you
The
give.
reason that does not work for me is like I don't want anything from you. If someone is coming to ask me, just imagine,
What
right?
can I give
Wait, no,
you?
listen.
I'm
No,
your child.
but you were in a
It doesn't
position where you
matter.
also
It doesn't
needed
matter.
something
Just
from
to-
someone.
It doesn't matter. If anybody,
Listen to me.
No,
listen.
no.
if-
They're going to wipe your ass when you're old.
doesn't matter.
Thank you.
I use my
CJ,
elbow.
Thank
He
you.
ain't-
Thank you.
Listen,
He's
nothing
not gonna.
like it.
He's
Listen.
not
CJ,
gonna.
Listen.
Listen.
When you need your potty
How
trained
did
and
you
you're
feel?
stinking
How
to
did
be
you
safe,
feel?
you're the one that you're gonna be calling, not CJ.
how
So
did
that's
you
the only
feel?
thing you're
I'll
gonna be
pay.
getting back.
I'll be in old people's house. I'll just
Okay,
pay.
all
I'll
right,
just
okay.
pay.
No,
okay.
you
I
don't
have
want
a
to be in an
question for
old
you.
people's
I have a
house.
question
You don't want to be in a
You go to bed at 10 o'clock. You don't want to open people's house.
You had a job probably at 16, right, CJ? Cham.
Me,
Yes.
15, yeah.
Yeah. 15,
Or 14
16,
even.
almost the same.
Yeah. Nah, or even 14.
Okay, 14.
Yeah.
How did it feel coming from someone telling you need to get a job?
I was cool. No one didn't have to tell me to get a job. I was out there trying to get a job because I wanted my own independence and I wanted to do my thing.
Yeah.
But what my point is, if someone is having a conversation with me, whoever it is, but you want something from me, right? If we're having a conversation, you have to understand that in life, when you want something from somebody, you have to approach them in a certain way.
You have to
And,
be
what's-
nice,
and what is the most important is your delivery, not my delivery. My delivery could be shit because I'm not asking you for nothing. And if you don't get that, then you're the one who's going to be like, because
Okay.
you're not going to get the best
Yeah,
out of me.
I'll-
Listen,
yeah.
no, let me finish.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the best out of me if your delivery is not right. 'Cause
I'll
I
help
don't
you
want
on
nothing
that.
from you.
I'll help you on that.
Apart from to raise you correctly with love and for you to understand a point of view.
I'll give you a comparison. For instance, here, if you get to work at 16, the money is yours. Nobody asks you to share with them. In Africa, 16 is for the whole family.
Yeah,
You know,
It's
so
true.
it's for the whole family. In fact, they will not even tell you get a walk. They will wait until when you're eating lunch and they say, food is not enough. We have to start walking because dinner is not here. So you know that you want to provide dinner tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a bit different. When you hear the money is yours. So if you're telling me to get a job at that age, obviously I was looking, okay, it's for me. Let me get it.
And bearing in mind
Yeah.
that like any conversation I would have had, it's always like accompanied with, obviously, whenever you need any assistance, I'm always going to be there.
Yeah.
Right. But if you don't even want to help yourself and you can't see what I'm saying to you, I just have to wait until you're old enough and wise enough to see that for yourself.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean the culture. I mean I could see the difference because in Africa, we graduate in high school 17, 18 because you start primary school at 8. If you're lucky to go to kindergarten, I was lucky to go to kindergarten. Then you go at 4 or something like that. But primary school is at age 8, which is very late. You finish at 18, and then there's a 2 choice. Either you continue or you get a job. So get to university, you're still not working. You still go home and then share the food with the family. But at some point you know that every single day somebody has to remind you that you're not contributing. So you don't even have to be told. You know that you have, it's like an obligation for you to provide. Until today, like I send money every day for the whole family. For my mom, for my dad, and for the whole family. And you have to continue doing that until you die, even if you have your own family.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, that's also something that we need to share with our kids here. Do you know that?
Kids ain't looking after you like that, man.
100%. Let me. Sorry, my sister was trying to jump in.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Sorry.
Okay, so coming from the flip side, for me, I felt like, okay, so my dad being Caribbean and my mum being African, I think my dad on his side, they did a lot more for me growing up, like cooked for me. I didn't have to do much chores or anything. And my mum, on the flip side, taught me to be more independent, more cleaning, more cooking from a younger age, which I think for me influenced me as even I say influenced me as a parent, but as a parent, I felt, being a young mum-ish, I ended up doing a lot more for my kids. So cleaning, cooking, as they were growing up, doing a lot more, and not realising it was time to introduce them into chores and doing things for themselves. So I think when they got to the age, or my eldest has got to an age where she can have a job, and I know she's had a few jobs, but it's not the same. It's not the same
as our situation.
My point is, I think that's my fault as a parent that's done too much and not introduce it as yet. Because I know from family members, they've got younger children and they're doing things at 5, 6, washing clothes, cooking, doing the most cleaning and stuff like that, whereas I was doing all of that. I would never afford.
I like that you said that though, because not a lot of women will come forward and just say, yeah, you know what, hands up, it's my fault. Because as you say, when we were younger, we was given more responsibility.
Listen, when I was a youth, I was called a kid here.
Do you understand?
I was doing the most.
I had chores. I think
having chores is different.
I had to go shopping.
Can I ask you, did you do it because it would be done just better and right the first time?
Yeah, it wasn't a conscious decision. I just cracked on with it, and that was me being a great mum.
A lot of mums have done that. There's nothing.
Doing it, and like then it's sort of my fault now when they get to a certain age. I'm like, what? You're not helping me. You ain't gonna do this. You ain't gonna do. But it's my fault because I didn't introduce it into an age where it should just be a natural thing for you to do. You know, even though they are helpful and everything now, and I've introduced rotors in, and they do all of that now. But at the time, I would have just wanted them to do it, you know, without me having to ask you to do it. You know,
yeah,
so
kids don't do that. Kids,
I
you realise now, kids,
they
don't
are
do that.
helpful and they do things now. But my thing was, I didn't do that at the right. I think they were too grown by then. They should have been doing a lot more.
A lot of households do that. I think even up to, I think most of us now don't give chores to our kids.
I've tapped out. I've had to let my sister do the chores now. My mum, I said, Mum, I'm not doing it anymore. It's time for her.
But is your mum got old school vibes?
She's an old school vibe.
That's what it is.
But I feel like as parents get older, they get more softer and the leash just loosens a little bit, and they just have not bothered to do the shouting business anymore.
My mum was like that.
My little sister now, she don't do no chores. I had chores every weekend before I could even go and watch TV downstairs. I had to read a book of my chapters and then go do the chores and then go shopping with her. Then I have TV time. She just go downstairs, watch TV, do whatever.
She's tired. Mum's tired now. That's what it is.
She can't ask anymore.
But saying that, I will say I had an older mum, and with that, she taught me to see, like, Dad get onto you with a job. Back in the day, our parents would make us repeat stuff to do it properly. You're not been there before. Fold this, do this, clean this. If you didn't do it properly, do it again. And you're mad. And you think, why you keep that?
There times I would hoover rubbishly and she'd be like, what? Go and do that again. You don't do that properly.
But I bet you know now how to clean wicked.
Yeah,
if you have
I'm
to.
wicked.
And that's all it is. To do something properly. You know what annoys me with all my kids? I will say it, and I don't care if they see this. Yeah, fuck them. I'm a person who like to spread my bed when I wake up. It's just something I had in me from young. My bed's spread. Even if I spread it. You know what I mean? Boom. Nice. I can't take that you wake up and the cover's just under the sheet. I can't take that. If they come and stay over in my house, I always give them the bedroom. I only got one bedroom, so I stay in the front room, sleep on the couch. Dare I dare a spread in my bed after is disrespect to say to say the least. This is why our parents say to us, go back. In the army they do it.
Yeah. Isn't that your
If
fault?
not, they take
Isn't that your fault?
Do you know what it is? Because Yes, it is. It's their mum's fault. They live with her. They don't live with me, man.
I've got two daughters.
I'm gonna blame it on your mum.
I've got two
They
daughters.
blame with
One
them.
never makes her bed. Never. Now I deduct pocket money for every time she does not spread her bed. The other one don't even sit on her bed. It's so immaculate. Don't touch it. Don't sit on it. So I'm not. I don't know.
No,
who's to blame.
I can't
That's
take
on them
that.
then.
I don't even mind. And you always got one that their room's messy and the other one keeps their room.
Every kid is different.
I share
Yeah, I hear
a room,
that.
so my
I'm a
side's
media
always
kid.
clean.
Like you said, we are all individuals.
Yes.
Yeah, when it comes to my room though, it's my room. Yeah,
Were you there?
Spread
Were you
that.
there to teach them how to spread it?
I was with them the whole of their life. Hear what with me? That ain't dad's jobs. Mum done. Do you understand that? I know it sounds sexist, but there are certain roles. With me, I just grew with my mum. So it was my mum saying to me, that ain't done right.
Yeah.
Do it again.
That's another topic.
Dad
Gender
hands over.
roles.
Dad's usually hand over money.
Gender
He don't
roles.
come. Yeah, I know it sounds, but that's how it was.
You see. All right, I have something for our guests quickly. Yeah, it's way left. So I'm gonna say one word. No, I'm gonna say one word. Yeah, I'm gonna say one word, and then you guys have to think of the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah, yeah.
One each, yeah?
Yeah, one each.
We
yeah.
have-
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Cool. So.
Him first.
I like how he said that, you know, him first. And the way we said it is like, okay, I'll go first.
So it has.
Him
You have
first.
to say the first thing that comes to your head.
Go on
And
then.
say it straight away. Yeah. Alright, Kanye.
Crazy.
West. Huh?
Crazy.
COVID.
Yeah, control, man. This is a new.
That's it. Don't worry. Control.
One word.
Food.
They don't think I eat any.
Government.
Control.
What?
Why is all this
Okay.
thing coming
Okay. Brixton.
My Don Dada town, love it.
Wait.
Vibrant culture.
Women.
Life.
Okay. Wigs.
Man, you lot trying to set me up.
Don't say
One word, Slim. One word.
Set up.
It's 2 words.
It's with a little hyphen. Yeah, set up.
Okay. Sex.
life.
I love it. Government and life. That's his life, you know. Government and life. Control.
Okay. Africa.
Love it. Homeland. Need to visit.
The Bible.
The way to live life, huh?
One word.
Life.
Oh my God.
Police.
You can't.
You're
say
rubbish.
life or control again.
Police.
Yeah, I got to watch what I say now.
The first.
Babylon.
Yes. Jamaica.
Home.
BLM.
It does.
Woo! Love that. Black Lives Matter. Okay.
Is that it?
And that ain't one word, but fuck it. You can't say it does in one word. So take that.
All right, guys. So it's a wrap once again. Jerk and Jollof with the Joofs. Thank you to our fantastic guests, Slim and Mr. Basamba Drame. Please make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify,
And like. Come
and
on,
comment. Great, guys. Thanks.
Beat your kids.
He said, meet your kids.
Yeah.